It's a new month, and that means a new review. Hello guys, one more time, welcome to Ring Royalty. My name is Alexis, as you already know, and here I am once again to review a WWE Premium Live event. This time around it is Crown Jewel. It just happened this past Saturday at Saudi Arabia, and we had only two women's matches. Surprisingly, both matches were from the Raw Women's Division. So unfortunate what's happening with SmackDown, but at least things are picking up slowly. However, the topic of this video is not about that, it is about the things that did happen. So, without anything left to say, let's start with this very interesting video. The first women's match of the night was for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Asuka and Alexa Bliss defending the titles against Damage Control, Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Can you tell me why Asuka and Alexa even won the titles in the first place on Raw? What was that? I mean, they're not even a real team, but okay, I'm gonna relax here. Before talking about the match itself, I want to mention a couple of things that happened prior to it. The first one was in the backstage interview while Alexa and Asuka were answering some questions. In the monitor, Bray Wyatt's symbol popped up and Alexa just got lost for a couple of seconds. Obviously, they are teasing that Alexa might be joining Bray Wyatt's faction as they have history together during the pandemic era. Will that be a good choice? I think it will, because Alexa Bliss has been lost in the shuffle for a while. She's just a generic babyface at the moment, so this twist could actually help her a lot. And another thing that I noticed was that Dakota Kai seemed to be extremely happy for some reason during the whole damn event, especially in their entrance. It was pretty noticeable. I'm not sure if something could happen to her prior to the event, but she looks so damn cute. Being honest, this match didn't really blow me away. However, it was not because it was a bad match, but the main event they had on Raw this past Monday for me felt a lot more energetic and memorable than this match. It was the correct one, but I mean, we're on pay-per-view premium live events, so you should step up your game. I mean, maybe that's just my perception, but things that I do want to highlight are first, Alexa Bliss's in-ring work. For me, this was one of the best showcases Alexa has had ever since her return earlier this year. She even brought some new moves to the table mixed with her signature ones, so it was a very visually pleasuring Alexa Bliss display in the ring. Asuka and Io Sky have absolutely unmatched chemistry, and that was shown once again in this match when both of them were facing each other in the ring. They can make pure magic. I don't think this was their best exchange though, but I will still take it. They look really fantastic together. Now, if you follow my channel for a while, you know I love to talk about spots. The first spot that comes to mind was Alexa Bliss Tornado DDT against Dakota Kai. It looks so clean, so devastating. Dakota Kai is such a great seller, and Alexa Bliss was at the peak of her in-ring ability that night, so it just matched perfectly. Alexa Bliss Code Red also looked devastating. Well, the Tower of Doom and the corner, that was nice, but it's pretty regular in tag team matches. And one of my guilty pleasures in women's wrestling history is seeing Asuka women handle an opponent, and that's exactly what we got when she did her combination of strikes, kicks and moves against Dakota Kai. She looked destroyed and I love every second of it. I think overall these four women are great in-ring performers. Maybe Alexa was the weakest link on paper, but here in this particular match, I feel like she stepped up her game. Being honest, I do think Alexa and Asuka got a way better showcase than Damage Control. Maybe that's how the match was structured considering the end game. But I would just say Damage Control have been feeling a little bit messy over these past few weeks. Booking wise, I don't think the direction is clear. They are supposed to be these puppet masters, but in the end, I don't think they are doing that much in the women's division. Let me know down in the comments what you think about that. Do you think Damage Control has already flopped? Because I see a lot of people talking about that. Or do you think WWE is booking their way to the top a bit slower than what we expected? Let's move right into the end because there's nothing else really to talk about. It was a pretty standard and solid tag team match. We got Asuka and Io Shirai brawling outside the ring. The referee got distracted, and while Alexa Bliss was attempting to hit Twisted Bliss, Nikki Cross appeared out of nowhere, hit her finisher the Perch, knocked Alexa out, her former tag team partner may I add, just for Dakota to crawl there, get the 3 count, and Damage Control became a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion. So it was pretty random that Nikki attacked Alexa, considering that she was against Damage Control the past couple weeks on Raw. But I will take this random decision just because I want something else from Alexa. And I feel like feuding with this unhinged Nikki Cross character that just came back will be very beneficial to develop her own character, her own persona back. Damage Control are our new women's tag team champions. I couldn't be happier. I don't understand why they lost the titles in the first place, but at least they regained it fairly quickly and they have a second raid to add to their resume. Hopefully this time around they get a little bit more of competition and we can see a very lengthy but interesting title reign from both Kai and Sky. I would say this was a nice way to start the women's division side of things at Crown Jewel. I think the decision of choosing Io and Dakota as champions again was the right one, and I'm interested to see where this Nikki and Alexa rivalry or storyline might go. Will it involve Bray Wyatt or not? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but overall this was just okay. Before moving to our next match, I wanted to briefly mention Rhea Ripley because she was a very important part of Crown Jewel. She helped her team, the Judgment Day, to win a match against the OC, and they've been teasing that a female wrestler would join AJ Styles' stable to fight Rhea Ripley. And I think that is something we all have been waiting for a while now. Rhea Ripley has been doing lots of shenanigans. I just love every time that she gets physical with men, but what I don't like is that they don't hit her back. I mean, I think it's time to get Rhea Ripley in the ring more often, and if it's not an intergender match, we need women to step up ASAP. We thought it would be Beth Phoenix, but she was gone after Elimination Chamber. You can see, sorry, it was Extreme Rules. She was gone after Extreme Rules, that you can watch my review over here if you haven't. And nobody else has really stepped up to Rhea Ripley. So I think it's time that WWE finds a woman that can step up to Rhea Ripley and give us a banger of a match, because I know it could be. Also, her look was on point, and once again her team came out victorious. So kudos to you, Rhea. And the second and last women's match of the night was for the Raw Women's Championship, and it was the historic last women's standing match in Saudi Arabia between Bianca Belair, the defending champion, and the challenger Bayley. This was indeed a historic match with a great reception from the crowd there in the Middle East. However, for me, it can be compared to the ladder match they had at Extreme Rules because it was way superior. It had a very slow start. I believe the first 5 minutes there was nothing really interesting I saw in the match. Bayley grabbing different weapons and not being able to connect with any of them. The first move that got my attention was that diving clothesline Bayley hit from the barricade up to Bianca Belair, who was sitting at ringside in a chair. I think that was a very creative spot, and that's where things started to really pick up. That was when I finally was able to engage with this match, to be honest. I feel like Bayley was deliciously heel in this particular match, and I loved it. She was very vicious. She faked an injury just to get the upper hand on Bianca Belair with a cheap shot, and there were many different spots which I liked a lot. For example, Bianca throwing the chair right on Bayley's face when she was on the top of the turnbuckle. Also the step spot outside the ring where Bayley decimated Bianca's abdomen and then started hitting the hell out of her with a kendo stick. That was very nice, it was very vicious, and that's what we expect from a last women's standing match. We also got something from this match that we haven't gotten in the women's division in WWE in a while, and that's fighting and brawling up the ramp and on stage. We get to see that a lot with men, but not with women, at least in WWE. For sure, one of my favorite moments as I'm a Sasha Banks stan was when Bayley locked in the crossface, aka Banks statement. Pure bliss in that moment. Homage to Sasha Banks, hopefully she comes back soon. A spot that I believe could have been great and very amusing but wasn't, I don't know, maybe the execution was a bit off, was the one with the golf cart, because it looked a bit awkward, like they weren't sure or they were a bit confused how to use it, or maybe they were just hesitating as if it would be out of balance. I'm not sure what happened there, but it was a nice idea which wasn't executed to perfection. The only thing that I did like from that spot was when Bianca drove all the way down the ramp with Bayley at the top of the car. She was scared for her life and I was living for it. Unfortunately, the main spot with the golf cart was botched. as Bayley couldn't break through the table, but I guess they managed after it with a powerbomb. The last few minutes were interesting. Bianca missed a 450 splash landing on the chairs, but it wasn't enough to get her down, and to finish this match, Bianca will hit a KOD on Bayley against a chair and then trap her inside a ladder who was locked with a turnbuckle. So Bayley was not unconscious, but she just couldn't get free, and that's how she lost, and Bianca Belair remained as our Raw Women's Champion. Did I like this ending? Not really. It made a lot of sense storyline wise, and I guess it's a way to make Bayley look strong despite losing. However, this doesn't really feel like Bianca Belair overcame Bayley once and for all, and this leaves room for another match between these two, which I'm not sure I really want to see. I think the first encounter ladder match was chef's kiss. This time around they lowered the level a little bit, and I just don't want a trilogy which would not deliver and actually ruin what we have seen previously. Bottom line, once again, Bianca Belair is still our Raw Women's Champion. I am super happy that Bianca is having these high profile defenses with stipulation matches and great rivals. To sum this up, the ending was meh, but the match was good. And this is how Bianca Belair will continue to be our Raw Women's Champion for a long while. I just hope there is not a rematch between her and Bayley, at least in the short term. I think this was a very standard pay-per-view, and it was something good for the women's division. Alright, so this was my review for WWE Crown Jewel. Let me know down in the comments what do you think about the two women's matches and about what's going on with Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I've seen that thanks to the collaboration I did with DS and Ring the Bell, there are like 100 new subscribers in less than a week. So thank you very much to all of you. This is the first video I am uploading after you have subscribed, so hopefully that you like it. And there is something else I want to say, is that I really hope the SmackDown Women's Division improves. I seen how the commentators were really hyping up Liv Morgan and her new persona. There was even a promo package of her. And now that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are apparently a tag team on screen, if the SmackDown Women's Division will be headlining the upcoming pay-per-view. My name is Alexis, as you already know. Here is my Instagram if you want to contact me or anything, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!